warmly welcome all distinguished guests, respected speakers, and participants to today's session entitled Building a Cyber Safe Campus Strategies for Digital Security in Higher Education. In today's fast evolving digital world, the challenge related to cybersecurity are becoming increasingly complex. This session aims to shed light on how we as educators, administrators, and students can proactively address this challenge to build a safer digital environment in our higher education institutions. Before we proceed any further, let us begin this session by seeking blessings from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. For that, I would like to invite Amirul Faiz to lead us in the recitation of doa. Dipersilakan.
Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Wassalatu wassalamu Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, hanya padamu sahaja kami panjangkan kesyukuran atas segala rahmat dan keberkatan-Mu. Bersempena dengan majlis pada hari ini, kami memohon inayah dan taufik-Mu. Kurniakanlah kesejahteraan dan kebahagiaan kepada kami. Bukakanlah hati-hati kami, lapangkanlah dada kami. Engkau berkatilah majlis ini dengan limpahan rahmat-Mu. Semoga segala usaha kami dalam menjayakan majlis ini mendapat keredaan dan hidayah-Mu. Sesungguhnya pada hari ini kami berkumpul kerana-Mu, Ya Allah. Dan kami mohon perlindungan dengan Engkau daripada melakukan keburukan. Muliakanlah kami dengan ketakwaan dan indahkanlah diri kami dengan kesihatan. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Amirul Faiz, for the beautiful recitation. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our distinguished guest speaker for today's session. We are truly honored to have with us Dr. Iwan Wicaksono, SPD, MPD, a prominent academician from Universitas Jamber, Indonesia. Dr. Iwan Wicaksono currently serves as a lecturer at Universitas Jamber, where he specialized in the field of physics under the physical science and mathematics discipline. His areas of expertise include critical thinking and distance education, making him highly relevant to today's topic on digital safety and the academic environment. In addition to his academic excellence, Dr. Iwan has also actively contributed to various discourses on digital literacy and cybersecurity awareness, which are essential in preparing both students and institutions to face evolving cyber landscape in higher education. With his vast knowledge and experience, Dr. Iwan is well positioned to share valuable insights on how we can collectively develop effective strategies for building a cyber safe campus. Without further delay, I now invite our honorable speaker, Dr. Iwan Wicaksono, SPD, MPD, to deliver his presentation on building a cyber safe campus, strategies for digital security in higher education. Dr. Iwan, the floor is yours.
Thanks for the time for me, and I will share my matter. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes. The Google Meet session actually.
I will try to share this. This is.
Yes, you
Can
can
you
see
see?
it clearly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Right now you can see my PowerPoint slideshow.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Thanks for my and thanks for Mr. Dr. Zulfahri give invitation to share my experience about digital cyber to promote digital literacy in learning. Because my experience and to deliver in student in classroom setting, and this is maybe to involve student and actively in class, and maybe using technology in this classroom. This is my profile and my Google Scholar index, and sometime and I have some article in Scopus Index and
Sorry,
focus.
doctor, but the slide is not moving.
Not moving. Okay. Sorry, I will try. Because in Delhi, I'm using Zoom meeting, so this is not familiar in.
That's okay, doctor. Take your time.
Yeah.
Yes, you can see it.
Moving or
Yes,
no?
really good. Yes.
Okay. And this is my profile in Google Scholar, and then maybe key concept in this event. Digital cyber play an important role in strengthening digital literacy. So, in especially through online learning and digital ethics, cyber security, and improving technology skill. And digital literacy is not just about being able to use gadget, but about being smart, safe, and responsible in cyberspace in digital world. So this is important, not only using gadget. In my student is underline about not only use gadget, so how to useful about technology and digital literacy in save my student. This is definition of digital cyber. Digital cyber in learning refer to the use of internet-based media to facilitate education, especially through cyber pedagogy strategies. Cyber pedagogy, how to deliver knowledge from teacher and to student. This is cyber pedagogy using ICT, which involve designing, implementing, evaluating interaction in online learning environment, enhancing critical thinking among learners during the era of digitalization. This is a picture about presentation digital growth in melt weather. And so the next slide, digital cyber in learning refer to using internet, based media to facilitate education, especially through cyber pedagogy strategies, maybe in introduction and main core activity and closing in designing about learning process in the class. Maybe the important about main course in activity student, how to implement and how to useful about digital literacy, which involve designing, implementing, and enhancing critical and during era of digitalization. This is maybe because I'm in University of Jember to focus about learning, and I will connect it about digital cyber in learning. Cyber learning, also known as online learning or e-learning. This is using in my university is an transformative shift the educational landscape, leveraging digital technology to provide dynamic and accessible learning experience. This paradigm shift is being accelerated by advance in information technology. In the internet, growing demand for flexible and personalized education. So maybe in Malaysia is very useful about internet, and Indonesia is same this condition maybe in Malaysia. This internet is important and many activity to connecting internet, and in this moment maybe very many use AI, artificial intelligence, to help knowledge about my student. And digital cyber in learning, this is 3 point. The first, cyber learning. Learning activity, they use computer media and can be combined with face-to-face learning. In cyber learning, not only using computer media, but it's important face-to-face, because in face-to-face, this is my experience in class is benefit to checking my student understand or not. And cyber teaching, distant learning process that utilities technology such as gadget and internet. This is a tool to deliver knowledge from teacher and to in my student. And the third, blended learning, blended cyber learning model that combine online and face-to-face learning. The example of digital cyber in learning, cyber digital based learning facilitates global information access, online collaboration, and flexibility time and place and of learning. This is maybe, for example, in this day we can meet using Gmeet is useful help to place and flexibility time in Indonesia and in Malaysia. Before using technology, I must to visit in Malaysia to sharing about guest lecture. But in this time, now we can using technology in Gmeet and easy to communication. This is maybe in famous in Indonesia using Zoom meeting and very interactive platform to deliver knowledge. Digital literacy, according to the Indonesian Ministry of Communication and Information, digital literacy is an individual ability to understand, use, and evaluate information from various digital sources with the aims of increasing knowledge, literacy, and participation in the digital society. The digital literacy curriculum is the basic for developing a digital literacy curriculum, namely first digital skill, digital ethic, digital safety, and digital culture. This is 4 point to develop curriculum to improving digital literacy in student in Indonesia. This is 4 point fundamental to grow in student ability. Fourth pillar of digital literacy curriculum development. This is illustration, digital skill, digital culture, digital ethic, and digital safety. And then the effect for pillar in digital literacy. This is the first one, digital society, digital economy, and digital government. This is impact about for digital literacy curriculum in Indonesia. And the effect for society in Indonesia people, curriculum about digital literacy is important to develop in my Ministry of Education to improving about digital literacy. Okay, you can see about my slide.
Yes. You can see it clearly.
Okay. And digital literacy component, the first one, information literacy, multidimensional ability that affect various aspects, and computer literacy, ability to use computer digital technology and their application in the real world. And the other component, media literacy, the ability to use digital technology to access, analyze, evaluation, and communication. Communication literacy, the ability to use digital technology to communicate effectively is an individual. This is communication, for example, using gadget and social media, Instagram, Facebook. This is improving communication literacy. Visual literacy, the ability to use technology to read, interpret, and understanding information. This is visual, to maybe using video in the classroom. For example, phenomena of photosynthesis. This is maybe for focus in visual literacy to interpret and understanding information. And then technology literacy, ability to use technology to enhance learning. So technology literacy is very important to supporting digital literacy component. Online learning and example in science, online online science learning, because in my subject area in my course in University of Jember about science education. So maybe I will select it about example for science. Online science learning has rapidly development science since the pandemic, utilizing platforms such as Google Classroom, Zoom, and WhatsApp. Before pandemic session in COVID-19 in University of Jember not using online sign. So in course must to face. But after COVID-19 in University of Jember, using Google Classroom, Zoom, and WhatsApp to supporting about tasks and delivery content for my student. Despite challenge in delivering science concept, teacher continue to innovative through animated video and online discussion. Google Classroom has proven effectively to improving student understanding, while virtual media helps maintain student engagement. A science literacy-based approach in online learning can enhance science comprehension, even a remote area. This highlight in important innovative strategy to ensure that online science education remain effective. In science, about innovative strategy, maybe we can using project-based learning, online practicum, virtual laboratory to facilitate my student understanding concept of science. Online learning in education process that takes place through digital media and the internet without direct face-to-face meeting. This is a benefit about online learning, flexibility of time and place, can access material anytime, anywhere, without being limited by space and time. Usually, I will share my task for my student to do after course, and I will limited time to submit for my online learning. With access, open learning opportunity for more people from different background and geographic location. This is wide access. Personal learning can be choose and repeat material according to the need and learning speed of each. Performing monitoring student perform can be monitored digital facilitating and evaluation and follow up of learning. Google Classroom, this is platform online in my university, free online learning platform from Google to help teacher and student manage learning activity, rep digitality, and in field of education. Google Classroom has proven to make learning more efficient, and especially during distance learning. And then I will share about my single sign-on in my university. You can see this.
Yes, the website.
Okay, that's right. This is my single sign-on in University of Jember. This is Yakat, MMP, SINQ, and this is facilitated about teacher and lecture. This is using and improving about single sign-on in university in Jember. This is mail, Telegram, library. But Simanga is to setting money, digital repository, and many. And this is in Indonesia called Sistem Informasi Akademik. We can see schedule in this day, tomorrow, and time to course in my student. This is perkuliahan daring is online and perkuliahan luring is face to face. This is using and benefit about using online learning in my university. And then next matter about my content. Model. This is a modular object-oriented dynamic learning environment in learning management system (LMS). In University of Jember, we can call MMP. This is learning management system to upload tasks and course contract, syllabus, and worksheet for my student. This is example for science learning using virtual laboratory technology. This is PET, basic educational technology, and many variant about subject in physics, math and statistics, biology. The using of virtual laboratory technology in education in my university to improving interactive method. This is combined about project-based learning and example micro teaching to develop in student in junior high school and senior high school in Indonesia. This is educational application for using this now in my university. And in digital ethic, the first protect privacy, never share personal data without consent. People let in social media use respectful language in avoid hate speech. This is many news in Indonesia, hate speech to another society and maybe in politics grow this social media. Verify before sharing, avoid spreading hoax in misinformation. This is usually in student and respect copyright. Don't plagiarize, give proper credit to source. In my university, have facilitated to use and Turnitin to assessment about task to this is indicator of plagiarism or not using Turnitin. And 5, using technology wisely for positive purpose, not to harm other. 6, be accountable online. Use real identity and take responsibility for your action. Respect difference, embrace diversity, and avoid discrimination online. Follow digital law, understand and obey law like ETA, law and perform police. The third, cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is an effort to protect computer system, network, and digital data from attack and hacking or theft. Cybersecurity in learning is integrated to using strong password, maybe combined, and not clicking on random link, and maintaining the privacy of learning account. This is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity threat in educational environment. Ransomware lock sensitive data, domain ransom. Phishing attack that trick user into giving up sensitive information. Malware that damage system and steal data. And data brings the result in lacking of student and teacher personal information. Use of securitism and application, use verified online learning platform with established security standard. Google Classroom model and ensure each application has encryption feature two-factor authentication. Maybe Dr. Zubari is more experienced about cybersecurity. Improving technological skill, this is to deliver in learning. Improving technological skill in the world of education is main key in preparing the younger generation to face the challenges of the digital area. Technology integration in curriculum, digital project-based learning, extracurricular activities, and technology competition. Technology training and workshop, and utilizing school access to facilitate with technology, and digital ethics and security education. The main of important building smart, safe, and responsible digital literacy in online world. The digital literacy component refer to an individual ability to use information and communication technology in ICT, intelligence, responsibility, ethical, and culturality. Individual skill, this is cycles about individual digital. Digital skill, the component of digital skill, first, understanding digital and non-digital format, creation and communication digital information, information in evaluation, collection and assembly the knowledge, information literacy, 6 media literacy, and 7 social networking. This is digital skill in component. And digital security, the component maintaining privacy, maintaining location, managing digital identity, and organizing the sharing content. Digital ethic, the component of digital ethic, first, aware privacy, creating content, filtering and selecting content, digital culture, transliteracy, and reusing and repurposing content. This is etika in Indonesia. The motto is Indonesia is using Pancasila ideologism. Pancasila is Indonesia society and political. And the foundation in my country, this is called Pancasila. Terima kasih. Thanks. Maybe we can sharing with my content about digital security in education. Okay, thanks. Maybe Ms. Nurul.
So I will pass for the next moderator. Dr. Iwan already ended your session, or you want to present another things?
Okay, I think enough. Maybe continue with Dr. Rusdianti.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Iwan.
So
Can you hear me? That's right. Everyone can hear me? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now proceed to the second session today of forum, a session that addresses an increasingly critical issue in our digital era. We are deeply honored to welcome our next speaker, Dr. Rusdianti Wiraningrum, MPD Distinguished Academic from University September, Indonesia. Dr. Rusdianti holds a doctorate in education and possesses extensive expertise in digital literacy, discourse analysis, and online learning motivation. She has conducted valuable research on the development of QR code-based educational media, strategies to enhance digital and scientific literacy, and the importance of communication within virtual classroom. As in equipping both students and educators with the tools and awareness necessary to navigate the digital space safely and responsibly. The session she will be delivering is titled Understanding Cyber Threats and How to Address Them. In today's hyper-connected society, cyber threats have become more sophisticated and widespread, ranging from phishing attacks, malware intrusion, and data breaches to personal concerns such as cyberbullying and online fraud. Dr. Rishdante will guide us through the current cybersecurity landscape and share practical strategies, educational approaches, and ethical practices that can help us remain informed and protected in digital world. Without further ado, please welcome Dr. Rishdyanti Wiraningrum, MPD. The floor is
Thank you, Ms. Tasnim Julkifli. Nice to meet you. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, dear Professor Madya, Dr. Hafizul Bahri, and Ibu Nurul Rafana, and the moderator Ibu Tasnim Julkifli. It is a pleasure for me to join this guest lecture. Okay, what I share today is the common things, but I believe that you all is understand about the technology, about cybercrime. But in this occasion, I want to share and discuss about the cybercrime because in our education, cybercrime is not about what age we are, but how we can handle this problem. Okay. Okay, I will share the slide. Okay, let me introduce myself to you before I share my slide. Okay, my name is Rusdianti Wiraningrum, or you can call me Dian. I am a lecturer in program studi Bahasa Indonesia or Indonesian language in Faculty of Education, University of Jember. The same with Dr. Iwan. I am not familiar to using Google Meet because we usually use Zoom meeting.
Yes.
It is long time
Not family. Familiar.
Yeah, to use Google Meet. Different culture maybe. Okay. 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 Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, you can see your PowerPoint.
Okay, thank you. Is my PowerPoint changed or still not moving?
They are moving.
Okay, thank you. Okay, The title is Understanding Cyber Threat and How to Address Them. This is a common problem in our cyber world, but it is very important for us to discuss because cybercrime is always get advanced day after day, and this is become attack and make us very afraid because our data is not protected in good condition. Okay, before I share the what is the cyber threats or cyber crime. Okay, about 2 days, maybe 2 weeks, 2 weeks, maybe 2 months ago. I see the film. The title is No More Bets. So, what is the connection this film with our topics? The film is tell us the differences between cybercrime and scam by media or by digital media. So this film is China's thriller that presents a dark picture of digital world full of traps. So this film is tell us about influencing and trapping by our brain target. So this is the difference between scam with digital media and cyber crime. This is very different. So maybe this is connected to Dr. Iwan. This is very important for us to get the literation, the difference between cybercrime, cybercrime and scam by or with digital media. This film is very interesting. This is an interesting film because this film tells us to be careful with everything people to do with digital media. Okay. First of all, I want to share about the definition of cybercrime. Okay, the roots of social problem. Okay, let me know. Is my PowerPoint moving or still?
Yes, they are moving.
Okay. The root social problem of cybercrime is about our age, usia, or the moment. Okay, the Mr. Mark Prensky divided the human or the society. Technology society is altering our brain, and the generalization divide between a digital immigrant and the young native. This is two social interaction. They have different connection with technology. The digital immigrants is older, and the young native is the younger. They born with advanced technology. Okay. The digital immigrant is individual who born and raised before the widespread of adoption of digital, and represent older generation who experience of shift from pre-digital or digital technology era. Maybe I am is part of this age, but 50% I born or I have getting advance of technology. Maybe my mother is in digital immigrants also, but they can make some adaptation to digital advances. And then the young native digital or digital native, the term digital native describe a person who has grown up in the information age. So the young generation is always, we can call a digital native. Okay, we can share or we can come to cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is a lexicon. The lexicon is not about the threat or the attack, but also the software used for security or attack. So the word cybersecurity in our brain is always look like something that's very negative. But this is not true, because cybersecurity is not about the negative thing, but also about the software used for security or attack. The software is cybersecurity, and the attack is cybersecurity also. So we can make differences between threat, attack, or hacks to software used for security attack. So this is important for us, because the negative feel about cybersecurity is always this is a crime, this is a threat, this is a scam, this is an attack. This is not true. The cybersecurity is a part of our cyber world. We need cybersecurity because every time the threat, attack, and hack can come to our digital information. In our social cybersecurity, or in cybersecurity, this is NICE is National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education, or NICE. Cybersecurity education agreed that there is a lack of uniformity in the definition and description of cybersecurity. So this is I hope this is only come in Indonesia. In Indonesia, everyone with the person, when I ask about cybersecurity, they always say this is very negative, and they are afraid about cybersecurity. But cybersecurity is not always about the threat, attack, and hack, but also the software used for security attack. Okay. Then cybersecurity agency in Indonesia, there is a Badan Cyber dan Sandi Negara, or BSSN. This is National Cyber Security Agency, Indonesian government agency tasked with coordinating and managing cybersecurity in Indonesia. And I see in Malaysia is Cybersecurity Malaysia. Okay. This is very important in every country to have cybersecurity, I think. Okay. There are several reasons for a hack. Why are people using or attack our cybersecurity? The research that the research reported that they do it for fun, while others is professional with ties to terrorist group, government organization, or other group with financial interests. Okay, for our notice is a great opportunity for this hacker to indulge their hobby has presented itself thanks to abundance of the mobile devices, desktop, laptops, and tablets, computer. So because everyone we work and we do with computer and laptop, this is the easy way for everyone to attack our digital data. The highlighting the critical importance of securing the device we use is establish the laws and regulation to safeguard our personal information. This is connected with BSSN, or Cybersecurity Agency. So their duty is establishing a law regulation to safeguard personal information, and then combating online crime, identifying and apprehending criminals, and protecting national assets from harm. This is connected with some undang-undang IT, or in Indonesia the name of the law is Undang-Undang IT, or Undang-Undang Teknologi Informasi. Okay. I know the 9 significant cyber risks that any computer user should be aware. The first of all is cyber criminal syndicate, and then hack activists, intellectual property theft, small time crooks, all-in-one malware, corporate espionage, the ever-increasing web of compromise, botnets as service, and cyber warfare. I think the student here and the lecturer in here is familiar with this technical word. Cybercrime is criminal activity carried out using information and communication technology. Post the social effect is phishing. Dr. Iwan has tell us about the phishing, identity theft, and malware. And then network hacking, online fraud. This is the name of cyber attack, cyberbullying, and online sexual crime. This is a social effect or cyber crime, cyber threat or cyber crime. Okay. Maybe as a lecturer of language, I see that the power of to online sexual or cyberbullying is love bombing. What we call love bombing in psychology, the special word to describe this cause is social bombing or love bombing. The target is always persuade with a word of love bombing. They have big hope to the this scam, and then they follow the regulation of the social crime. So this is the keyword in here is love bombing. Cybercrime attacks on computer devices on network is we can make a differences. This is a social effect, and this is cybercrime is attack on computer devices and networks. These attacks can cause the load of malware, which can indirectly damage the computer. So the social effects is about the brain of the people, and cybercrime is attack on computer devices and network. The first is crypto jacking, cyber extortion, cyber espionage, DDoS attacks, and SQL injection. Okay. First of all, I want to tell you and make me understand about crypto jacking and all the word about cybercrime. Cryptojacking use script to mine cryptocurrency on the browser, but without user consent. So the keyword here is without user consent. This cybercrime involve the creator of the software. So the people here is a people who understand about the software, can to do cryptojacking. Our understand about the technology is some half is very important, but in other way is very dangerous, because they can make a software to mine cryptocurrency and take our data without user consent. Then how about cyber extortion? Attack and threat by asking for money in return from user. The purpose of the money reward is to stop this crime. One example of this type is ransomware. But in social activity, maybe this is what I see in Indonesia or in some country. The people who attack entries by asking money is they use our data and see the negative of part of our personality. Then they say to us, okay, this is your negative. So if you want to stop this crime, please give me some money. This is cyber extortion. So I think it is very important for the business owner to see this cyber extortion is not about the people who understand about the technology, but also the people who give some comment or some statement about the positive of what we are. So in other side, they use the negative of we are, and then to stop this crime, they want to give them money. This is cyber extortion. Then Cyber espionage, using cybercrime or malware. Hacking the system to gain access to information owned by an organization or government. Usually this type of attack works by collecting, modifying, and breaking through data privacy. This is happened to big business. So the cybercrime malware is software intentionally designed by hacker to damage access system or information without permission. This is actually come to the banking world. So then I want to make me understand is also not make you understand, but also make me understand about the cyber espionage. The DDoS attacks. DDoS attack is I see the event about DDoS attack, the act of disrupting access to a system or website by spamming as much traffic as possible on the network server so that the website or server cannot be accessed temporarily. So in education world, this is a command, but this is we have security again, and DDoS attack is not happen in the education. And then SQL injection. So this is very interesting to know about SQL. SQL is structured query language. So the people who use SQL injection is also the people who understand about the language to software. So SQL injection exploiting security holes in website application that allow them to insert SQL code. Hacker can easily damage or steal data from the user database. So they understand about the language of software. The people who understand about this SQL is the people familiar with technology. Then, what is 6 recommendation? So actually, I want to know from the lecturer here, what is the recommendation or the best recommendation? But I note there is a 6 recommendation by reading the article journal and reading the book. There is 6 recommendation. So the first of all is device update. Then perform authentication on device. Create strong password. Use antivirus and anti-malware. Avoid giving out personal data. Use a secure Wi-Fi network. The last recommendation is always neglected by all people because where is Wi-Fi? Where is Wi-Fi? So, okay, use Wi-Fi every place. So they are not realized that use a secure Wi-Fi network is more important to make our data become safe, especially about our banking data. So this is just commonly, once again, this is a common recommendation, not specific recommendation, because this is what I share, what I read, I share what I know. I am not the expert about the recommendation to address cyber threat. So I think this is just common information. So the last of all, I say terima kasih, thanks to the lecture here in Malaysia. So I want to open with pantun. Indahnya Papua dan Raja Ampat datang ke sana memakai tenun ikat. Indonesia, sahabat Malaysia, ayo merapat di wilayah tamu kita semakin dekat. Thank you.
Such as a beautiful pantun just now. I need to sing the pantun also, I think. But for now, thank you very much to Dr. Dianti for such an engaging, enlightening session. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed with the Q&A session. If anyone has a question, please feel free to raise your hand and ask directly. Anyone? Do you have a question for this topic?
Any question?
If no question, I want to ask you one question, both of you. what advice would you give to students interested in pursuing a career in cybersecurity or digital education?
Okay, maybe Pak Iwan or me can answer the question.
Maybe you can repeat your question, and maybe the first one, me and maybe Dr. Yanti have okay. You repeat your question.
I repeat, my question is, what advice would you give to students interested in pursuing a career in cybersecurity or digital education? Or maybe
Okay. I get your question. Maybe too interesting, and my student to is in Indonesia tertarik, menarik about cyber security. The first one have ability, many searching and reference about the benefit of cyber security, and is important in 21st century. All of activity using gadget and many about news, hot news in political and another activity is just to security and controlling about student. And the point of my answer is ability and suitable with ability in student in my unit in this for example in my university. Maybe Dr. Rusdianti, you can have another answer.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your question, Miss Tasnim. Sorry, at the first time I call you Ibu Tasnim because I am confusing. This is Miss Tasnim or Ibu Tasnim. Okay. I think yeah. In Indonesia we always call Ibu for everyone. Okay, Miss Tasnim. Okay, pursuing the digital education. Maybe this is the vision in our university, the vision of our university. In our university, this is there are a computer program study, jadi program study computer. So I have as coordinator program study, I have read some survey why they become a student of a computer program study. The first answer is benefit of getting a job. So the motivation is about a job. Because we realize in every aspect of the job, always using technology, education, hospital, banking, and everyone who understand about technology is always very easy to getting a job. This is number one rating in our university. And the first is medicine, then pharmacy, then a computer or technology informasi. So I think so many students come to computer program study, they have big conflict. How to make them become smarter and smarter than other. So this is a big problem because the corporation or the school or hospital or banking always asks about the skill. Always ask about the skill, then sometimes forget about the what we call is akhlak. Sometimes. So cybercrime is the big problem. Then for the last change, they use attitude for the filter to get a job to university or hospital or maybe in banking. So this is most important. Cybercrime is not only about the skill, but also about the akhlakul karimah. So they can do everything, but we have to understand that skill without akhlakul karimah is big zero. So this is our campaign to make students realize that because maybe in my faculty the cybercrime is come to our faculty, the student can change the grade. Yeah, the student can change the grade and become from B become A maybe. This has happened then. Oh wow, this is very smart, yeah, very smart. They can do it. So hard thinking. How can they can do it? The student, the face is like innocent, but they can change the grade from from B become A. So I think the technology is important, but akhlakul karimah is the most important. This is what can I say, Ms. Tasnim?
Thank you, such an inspired comment, I think, because we always think about education and we forgot about akhlak. So wow. So anyone have a question?
Okay, anyone does have any question? Okay, thank you, Dr. Iwa, Dr. Ristianti, for your time. I think it's a good topic for cybersecurity. I have only one question. Maybe Dr. Iwan or Dr. Ristianti can answer. With the rapid advancements of AI and machine learning, what do you think about this technology? Should impacted the lecturer play in guiding students to understand the ethical implication, like Dr. Ristianti said, is more about the akhlak and taqwa of AI within the cybersecurity domain.
Okay, maybe Dr. Ristianti,
Okay.
the first one.
Okay. I think the most important is reduce our student dependency to the AI. So, but for me, my technique is used to make assignment or the question that can found by AI. This is very difficult. I think harder. How can so because AI can answer every question.
Yes.
Yes, can answer every question. So I think is to reduce our student dependency to AI is very difficult. So some of the tips what I do in my lecture psycholinguistic or ilmu jiwa bahasa, I teach the psycholinguistic. I make them make peta concept or mind mapping. So my mapping is AI is not clever from you. I say to them, then AI is like a baby. Okay, AI is you are more clever than AI. AI is a baby. I say to them. So I confuse what I can say, what can I do? Every question AI can answer. So by making mind mapping about these topics, okay, what is the center problem? Okay, what is the aspect? One by one. It is the hard time for them to read a book. You always read a book, not ask AI about A, B, C, and then okay. Then the specially is I think Ibu Nurul and Ibu Tasnim and Pak Hafizul is agree with me. Then they have some application to make the sentence is not look like AI. Okay, the sentence is look like not AI, but I say to them, AI is common. Everything AI said is a common, not special. So I share them an article or a book. So make mind mapping about this book. Yes, based on your based on your opinion, and then share it to me. This is a hard time for me because one by one I have to hear them. This is not practice, but this is best way I think. As soon as possible, I can do. So, however, I think the first one, the first time I can say in this occasion is reduce dependency our student from AI. I think maybe you can share the a way how to reduce our student from dependency to AI.
Okay, Dr. Ristianti, thanks for your insightful opinion. Maybe Dr. Iwan can add
Yes.
some.
Okay, I think I agree with Dr. Dian. And the first two understanding in my student, not easy to believe AI. So student must be to checking with reference, because this reference and empirical and theories supporting to knowledge, and in AI is tool to help about knowledge and understanding concept in my student. Maybe this is my opinion, Dr. Habizul.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Iwan and Dr. Ristianti. I think AI is just a tool, but for me, I also teach my student about the AI tools. But in addition to that, I also teach them about the ethics, and maybe I also introduce the ethics according to Al-Ghazali. It's more on the spiritual side rather than you can use it in a bad way. I think this is more critical way to think, because AI is just a tools, and then we must use AI in a smart way. I think we can we don't finish here. We can also continue with another session. I think Dr. Ristianti and Dr. Iwan, I think this program is good for our students, because we can exchange our ideas, and also some of our students very interested because they have opportunity to learn from our neighbor country, our close neighbor country, like Indonesia is a very beautiful country. Maybe we can exchange our students also to Jember University to have a look and feel about the environment over there. Is it okay, Dr. Iwan and Dr. Ristianti?
Yes. Okay.
Yes, I think okay.
Okay, I think that's all for this insightful evening. Maybe Ms. Nurul and Ms. Tasnim have some words.
Again, thank you to Dr. Iwan and Dr. Ristianti for the enlightening session just now. Your insight into cyber threats and the strategies for addressing them have been incredibly valuable, particularly for us as a students, educators, and digital citizens. So once again, we sincerely thank you, Dr. Ristianti and Dr. Iwan, for sharing their time, experience, and knowledge with us today. So before we conclude today's program, we will proceed with photography session maybe with our panelists.
Okay, maybe you guys can open up your webcam.
Yes.
A special thanks to Dr. Ristianti and Dr. Iwan. Actually, when I see the Dr. Iwan presentation about the system of university in Indonesia. It is actually very close to Malaysia, as we also have the system like that, and it is actually one of the things that is very important for us as a student and also for the lecturers. And for the Dr. Risdianti, me as a student, I'm very excited to know that you have a very big effort when you try to find an alternative for us to not depend on AI. Thank you so much. It is very good session from both of you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, maybe we can open up your camera for photo session. Without further ado, I think Ms. Tasnim can screenshot.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Smile. Freestyle. Okay. Again. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So with the photography session now concluded, we have reached the end of today's programs. A heartfelt thank you to all students for your presence and to everyone who contribute both in front and behind the scenes in making this event success. So before I conclude this program, I want to reply pantun from Dr. Risdianti. There's a common pantun lah actually. Tuai padi antara masak, esok jangan layu-layuan. Intailah kami antara nampak, esok jangan nak rindu-rinduan. Orang putih, orang Pakistan, terima kasih, syukran jazilan. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. That's all.
Thank you, Bapak Hafizul.
Thanks, Dr. Hafizul, Miss
See you next
Taslim, Miss
time.
Gul.